Hello guys, my name's Jim and welcome back to My Movie Obsession and Happy Halloween. I was thinking what video I could do for Halloween, so I thought what I'd actually do is record a special commentary of Halloween 6, Curse of Michael Myers. I thought I'd do it with my friend James and we'd have fun watching this controversial entry in the Halloween series. Lots of talking points, very much one of the most talked about and bewildering and, thought-provoking, I guess you could call it. Slasher movies of all time. Halloween 6, a crazy movie, so I thought I'd just record a commentary of that with my good friend James and we'd have fun watching this movie. If you enjoyed this, let me know and I can get James back on the channel and we could do more commentaries. So let me know what you think, and this is our commentary of Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. Hey everyone, welcome back to My Movie Obsession. My name's Jim and I'll be enjoined this time by my good friend James, who has a lot of experience with the Halloween franchise. And we're joining forces on this one. So we're going to start off on the Dimension logo. So on the count of 3, if everyone presses play, and let's go into the crazy world that is Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. So on the 3, 1, 2, 3.
And as we see Dimension, we enter a new dimension, the dimension of Fawn.
Yeah. I mean, this film is really bizarre for me, because every time I watch it, I seem to have a different experience. I've been watching it since I was a kid. Like, you're immediately grabbed by this. It's something like you've never seen before in a Halloween film, for better or worse.
What's the release date of this one? Like 93 or something? 92?
95.
95, yeah. So you can see it's early or mid 90s instantly, just by the way they were like, shit sister, we need to like do something to be like, this is Halloween, but it's Halloween turned up to 11. Have a weird MTV like jump cut, like something from Brass Eye at the beginning.
Also the reason was because they had so much footage, they had to splice it together because the film was a mess, as we know.
One thing that it doesn't try and do is actually help you as a viewer, because the movie opens now with Jamie giving birth. You got these weird cloaked figures around you, and it's like, why is she in like the depths of Woolworths after it's been like left for the last 15 years? And what's going on? Who are these people? Why are they connected to the cult, which we're yet to really understand? Who lit those big flames? Do they employ someone for those flames?
It's like those flames that Link
Link went through there earlier and got the piece of the Triforce that he needed.
Yeah, but to be fair to them, this is why I always give them a break with Halloween 6. You're put in a position at the end of Halloween 5. Like, you're put in a very bizarre position. Well, you've got to produce.
Yeah. At the end of 5, though, they didn't actually know what was going to happen.
No.
They did the end of 5, where Michael gets broken out of prison, sitting in prison like some kind of jailbird, like just like with a harmonica. Michael with a harmonica going, "Ooh, been spending my days, ooh, knifing my sister, ooh, hit hard luck, ooh, Halloween." That's basically what happened. He sat there like some kind of dope, and then some dude rocks up in a big hat and uses explosives to break him out of prison.
Budget. Budget behind it.
Like that's not right. You know it's not right. But they didn't know what to do next.
Starring and introducing Paul Rudd.
Even though like he gets a lot of shit for it, I like his character in this, and I like his voiceover shit, and I think it's not bad. I think his acting is ropey at times, but to be fair, look at the screen. Of course it is.
They wanted to get the original child actor back for Tommy.
But then they realised he was in a drug rehab facility.
I think I've heard it. Oh no, I haven't. Well, so Tommy's in a new Halloween film.
Really?
But they recast him. So
what will the role? I bet the role will be this as well. And they're it's. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
he got obsessed.
No, but I mean, like in the new Halloween 2018. Not to talk about it, because obviously you're going to be reviewing that. Well, doing commentary for that. But they did so much from these older movies, and then acted like it was brand new and fresh. When the whole thing's like a tapestry of the old movies, which they're reneging on anyway, so it's strange.
You can tell they don't really like the old movies, but they wanted to act like they did.
Yeah.
because they shit on them all in interviews, as did Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Like, don't bother then.
I know.
Who we were seeing?
I do
a
kind
baby.
Not respect in like a proper respect way, but for the arrogance of the team behind the film. I do respect how they went, fuck it, I'm not going to explain how Jamie got there, I'm not going to explain what happened when Michael got out of prison, I'm not going to explain how Michael gave birth to the baby, I'm not going to explain who these people are, I'm not going to explain who this nurse is, I'm not going to explain where they are, we're just going to show it. But do you not, and then like, but do you not, you can imagine Mustafa Akkad being like, but do you not think we have to do more? No, it'll be alright, mate, just do it.
But then obviously, it's the only movie in existence with a producer, Sky, isn't it? Why is it producer? Why isn't it director?
I don't know.
Why isn't it director?
In the words of the woman
I
opposite
think
Nick
Joe
Cage,
Chappelle probably washed his hands of it and said...
No.
I think Joe Chappelle probably washed his hands of it and said, just don't call it director.
Look at that jog.
No, Michael,
Sort of in fear, but not really. Also, where was... Right, this is my question.
Michael was living, like, playing Nintendo.
Yeah, where was Michael? Michael. The woman you impregnated, you know, Jamie. Yeah. Well, she's just given birth. Yeah. And we've just heard that she's running off. Fuck that shit. Like, what? Also, it's one of the... I think it might be the only film. I might be wrong, but I think, to my knowledge, it's the only Halloween film with, like, different music. I know this is the Halloween theme.
Good, great shot, though.
Yeah. But most of the music is actually different. I don't know why those jump cuts. It doesn't bother me, but it's so silly. Like, we've got to keep it up and, like, aggressive and keep it punchy. Let's do some flashy. Like, what do you think of your audience? Like, it's just so silly. But it doesn't offend me. It doesn't bother me. But it's so silly.
It's the most 90s of all Halloween.
Yeah, definitely.
Other than Halloween H2O, which is a very specific 1998 movie.
Yeah. As Fawn, though, really sort of comes into the movies around this time. What do you think in terms of the idea? Because this is my thoughts behind it. I think it's bad. I think the execution is probably the funniest and most rank execution of anything I've ever seen. But I do appreciate that Michael has no personality in terms of a character, you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not saying he has no personality, but what I mean is you can't use his personality to drive the story.
No.
So, unless you're literally just going to be remaking the first movie over and over again, if you're going to want to make sequels, you have to do something. So they came up with something, and it's not great, but I don't view it as like, what the fuck were they thinking? What the fuck? I appreciate that you've got to do something.
Yeah, that's my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
going on with the series, if you're going to keep making sequels, you've got no choice because Michael's a blank slate.
Yeah.
Like, but then some would say don't carry on,
Yeah.
which I sort of agree with because it does seem like it's. I compare this series to the Terminator series.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, you can't go past the first. You can go past the two. You can do Halloween 2, but you can't really go past that.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
Without it getting convoluted.
Yeah.
You've got no option but to have it convoluted. Unless you came up with something really good, like for Michael to be part of the cult.
In the defence of Halloween, though, over Terminator, I feel like Terminator, it's one of those things where I always edge on the opinion of, I never truly want a series to end if I love the series and there's a possibility of more good movies.
I sort of don't agree. After what I've experienced with Terminator.
Well, this is what I'll say though. Like, if Terminator had a great movie now, which could happen, it won't happen, but it could happen, then that would be amazing.
But for me, Terminator 2 is my favourite film of all time, so
Yeah.
I'm a little bit protective.
But I do feel like
for your girlfriend example, Halloween's her favourite film of all time. Doesn't she say she wishes there was no sequels?
I don't know, because...
But she likes to.
But the thing is, though, if there was no sequels, all the people, like people listening to this might feel like, yeah, this is not a very good movie. Aren't the sequels shit?
There wouldn't be the fan base.
Yeah, there wouldn't be the fan base.
It wouldn't have took off.
Yeah, exactly.
It would be this remembered movie that you wish you saw more of.
Yeah.
So you kind of got no option.
Yeah.
But to carry on, really. But do you have to carry on to 6? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Well, I think
when it's not working.
I think that these movies are better sequels than the Terminator sequels, for example. By far. I think the Terminator sequels are some of the worst movies I've ever seen in the history of humankind. Whereas these ones, at least generally speaking, I know they're not everyone's cup of tea. They're fun, they're punchy, and you get that kind of like it's an unwritten rule in a way. I guess
they're ridiculous.
Yeah, they're ridiculous. It's sort of it's not fair that you judge things on a curve, but they're quite low budget. They're slasher movies, so you kind of know going in what to expect. Whereas the Terminator movies, Terminator 2, truly one of the greatest spectacle movies of all time, and then Terminator 3 promoted itself as if it was going to be, and it was a complete turd.
What do you think of these radio bits where Michael's sort of a celebrity and they talk about him on late night radio?
Well, I've got
and you got the women phoning in saying, "I want to know what's behind that mask." I like the idea because it happens.
Well, I've always
and it probably would happen.
Yeah, I've massively. I can't even explain this enough. I've always been a massive fan of world building within movies, especially series. So the new Rocky movies, for example, the Creed movies, especially the first one. There's so many little touches that, and it's not. I'm not talking about fan service, but world building where they mention things that have happened in the series. Which, what I like about that is what it does is it tells you that the movies that have already happened mattered. The results of the outcomes of those movies had consequence. So here we are in Creed. And these historic battles Rocky had with Apollo Creed mattered. There's photos on the wall. They're talking about things that happened, like the Rocky 3 fight. And it's such little moments. It's like, so Adonis sees Apollo and he's like, well, I heard there was a third fight between you and Apollo. And he goes, who told you that? And he's like, asked who won and stuff. And it's just brilliant. And that's why I like the idea of people talking about Michael, because if you went to this movie and there was no history of Michael, you'd be like, A, why do these people not know who he is? B, did all the other movies not really register? Like, you're watching the first one in absolute terror, but if no one remembers it and no one cares and there's no history or legend about Michael, then it didn't really matter, did it? And if the ultimate movie of Halloween, Halloween 1, if the consequences of that movie, that awful night in Haddonfield, are pretty much non-existent, then this one's not going to matter, is it? So at least it lets you live in that world and in that moment and sort of believing it.
And it kind of puts a time capsule in those late night radio shows of the 90s and the early 2000s, which used to discuss creepy stuff, and but now everyone's got a podcast doing it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Here it kind of I like it.
I used to listen late 90s when I was probably about 9 or 10, but a radio station in the UK called TalkSport from 1am to 6am used to not be about sport. It used to be phone-ins, and the topics were all, because it was always like not crazy people, but kind of like outsider people would always call in, and the topics would always be ghosts or UFOs. It would always end up talking about ghosts or UFOs, and I loved it.
And that's been lost now because they're making their own channel.
Yeah.
Whereas, like you hear the women calling in saying they want Michael. Yeah. But it's realistic.
I want Mamaka.
Can you imagine? Well, as we know. Well, we know how Jamie got pregnant. Let's not beat around the bush here.
Well, Michael didn't beat around the bush.
Like, Michael, it's revealed in the producer's cut. He's the father. Like, what is that? They impregnated Jamie so that Michael could kill the baby. I suppose for the ultimate sacrifice, but Michael, a stud. Like,
but how does how did Michael know what to do? But the thing is, that it's weird though, isn't it?
Curious though, isn't it?
Well, it's weird though because you could argue.
Ferocious Sinai. That's what Michael said when he was.
You don't know
Jamie. Ferocious Sinai.
You don't know why.
When I see Jamie's ass, comes out of me like Mask.
But you could argue, if you want to delve into it, how Michael's first kill was instantly after he saw his sister having sex, and then he kills people in Halloween 1 who have just had sex, you could say. And there's always that quasi-voyeuristic sense to all his kills, obviously, because you're looking through his eyes. So I guess you could kind of say Michael's got a sexual element to him.
Well, you've just come up with a defence for him being the father.
Yeah, but you'd have to put that in the film to make it work. You have to give something about Michael, like you say, being not. You don't have to be curious, like a teenager. But curious. Well, he's the
experimenting.
No, but do you know what I mean?
I don't agree.
No, but I'm just saying.
I see what you're saying, but
there is. You could argue there is a kind of sexual element to Michael's insanity, because that's what set him off initially. So they could somehow try to explain it. I would never have done it. It's mental. Michael was fucking marked. Did you wear the mask? Did you not? Did you want to wear a rubber? Were you forced into it? Were you a rape victim, Michael? Like, what happened here?
But it's worth remembering, whilst she's still on screen, obviously, Jamie's played by a different actress, JC Brandy.
Right.
And
She
Daniel
done anything
Harris.
else?
I don't actually know. Daniel Harris didn't like the direction of Jamie, for one, and they also refused to pay Daniel Harris anything other than $5,000.
Right.
Well, barely $5,000. Like, so disrespectful.
I don't know if I believe that. I know it's known as
it's
history.
really, really known. She's been saying it for 20 years.
And that's beyond...
Disrespectful.
It's not even disrespectful. It's...
Well, she says they said to her on the phone, in this movie you're an expendable character, so we don't want to...
To me, it's the darker side of Hollywood that is gross. Exploiting an actress in a financial way, not just because she's an actress, but an actor as well. But like $5,000, you. I've just been in 2 movies for you. I've done really well as a kid.
Where I basically single-handedly got people interested.
Yeah, and I was a child, and now when you take care of me.
It's like not giving Macaulay Culkin Home Alone 3. Like,
yeah. It's like Home Alone 2 going, you're expendable in this. You get another kid.
Yeah.
We're going to offer you, fucking salary or whatever. Yeah.
I have to admit with this film, Joe Chappelle, he wasn't a fan of Halloween when he done the film.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, all these directors who weren't, like the guy from Halloween 5 wasn't a fan. So you're picking the wrong directors initially.
Yeah.
So it comes across like he's trying to do something else with the film other than Halloween. Like, he's trying to do like a cult horror movie, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's like a film that happens to have Michael in. It's like one of the Hellraiser sequels.
I would have a question, actually. You know the the power struggle between like the producer's cut and the theatrical cut? Was that between Miramax and the actual producers? Who was the hand behind the theatrical cut? I presume Miramax.
I would say so.
Interesting. It's weird, isn't it? Like, because obviously they've never had those problems before. Also, another thing, like obviously this whole sequence is about killing Jamie, but one thing I despise about most slasher movies, especially the Halloween's the most guilty, is that they will put loads of effort into building characters, right, in a genre that's hard to build interesting characters and sympathy for characters. Then they go out of their way to instantly kill them in the next movie. So in Halloween 4, you really like Jamie and Rachel. Halloween 5, Rachel gets killed instantly for no reason whatsoever and is replaced by a lesser version of the character. And then Halloween 6, after you've really liked Jamie for 2 movies, they kill her off instantly at the beginning. No reason. And you could even look at Resurrection and say how they kill off Jamie at the beginning as well. But especially these movies, 4, 5, and... Yeah, sorry, I meant Curtis. In 4, 5 and 6, the movies were like quite low budget, you haven't got Jamie Lee Curtis, you're trying to find... It's like a trilogy on itself. Why are you killing characters who you've made alright?
I think it's because they're obsessed with keeping the audience thinking that anyone could die.
Right.
This is one of the most brutal kills in all of film history.
I forget what... I did read a thing recently, it talked about what the original kill was, and it wasn't this. Literally so much of the movie was reshot. What do you think of the mask in this one?
Very good, but not correct.
I agree.
As well.
It's the best of the shit ones.
Yeah.
Like, easily.
Yeah. I
prefer this one to Halloween 2018.
He has this mask in the opening scene of Halloween H2O. You know, when he goes and visits that nurse's house, he has this mask.
Really?
Yeah, and then he never has it again for the whole film because of that
CGI.
debacle.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons I love that scene.
That's a great scene.
Yeah. I think we're turning on Kevin. This is Kevin McAllister when he grew up, everyone. One thing to remember with this film is it's the only Halloween film to be filmed in the fall.
Oh really?
So you do get this October feeling running throughout. The most, I mean, even Halloween 1, like, you can tell it's not Halloween. Like, this really feels like it's a real leaves autumn vibe to it, which, like, you see straight away. And it adds to it. It really does add to it.
These are some of my favourite scenes now.
One
of the great shit characters of all time.
Some people view him as really good, like an arsehole character that you want to see die. Which I sort of see.
There's no logic behind this man.
No, it's just so horrible. So nasty. Why are you being so nasty?
Yeah, he's been like proper cruel.
But this is what you want. The leaves.
Yeah.
You know, making a point of showing. I think Halloween 4, if it wasn't in October, it bloody well seemed. They did well in Halloween 4.
Wow, look at all the leaves. They're like, show the leaves.
Yeah.
All the trouble we had in number 1. Show those fucking leaves.
And number 1 is like fucking summer or something, isn't it?
Yeah, summer. They had to get a bag of leaves in. Right, how old is the daughter meant to be?
25.
Alright, fair enough. What do you think to the son in this?
What, as a character or actor?
Both.
He's not bad as an actor, but it doesn't make sense why Michael chooses to pass to him. It's just full of baffling. There we go. Laying into the family.
If he wasn't such a caricature of a character, it could be alright, because obviously the 90s was like a bum Generation X culture in terms of like what was viewed as like slacker culture. So he could have a chip on his shoulder about them, but he goes too far. He's an evil bastard.
So maybe we should one day, I didn't know this, on September 23rd, 2014, Shout Factory released the original producer's cut on Blu-ray with restored picture.
Oh, we should get that.
With the original. Oh, well, that's probably why I've got that scene. There's that scene on YouTube of the ending scene in HD.
Right, yeah.
Power the Ruin stabbed him.
Power the Ruin stabbed
yeah, we might have to actually.
Making it mad.
But I respect anyone out there who has the opinion. But I'm.
Look at this. Fucking psycho.
Give her all goddamn money. I respect anyone out there with the opinion, but I don't understand how anyone could prefer the producer's cut.
I mean this wholeheartedly. Anyone who says they prefer the producer's cut, I think they're lying to show that they're quite clever.
But we respect your opinion.
I don't respect your opinion. It's one of the worst movies ever made.
That's why I brought him on the channel.
I'm not saying you can't like it, but I'm saying, why would you?
No, you just don't understand it completely. That's what you're saying.
But Michael stood there when they're doing the sex, and he's like just stood there with candles, like
the baby's yours.
And then no,
Isn't
come on,
it, Michael.
And then come on, Paul Rudd,
Stud.
the power of the and stab him. And then he put stones on the floor to stop Michael, like some kind of Linford Christie. Like I don't know what's going on.
Doing his training.
Yeah, doing training before he does his sprint begin. And then Michael transfers his own self into another man.
It's your game now, Dr. Loomis.
And then Loomis becomes Michael at 90. If I was Michael, I'd go,
and Michael
it's not
walks
going to be a
out
success. Michael walks out like a player.
No, like
Snoop
the Breakfast Club.
Yeah. Yeah, hard in the air. No, he walks out like Snoop Dogg. And it's like
Bender.
Yeah, like why? And then Loomis. I'll go. It's all right. Actually, Loomis is Michael now, so you can die in a minute.
Loomis is Michael. Michael is Loomis.
Yeah,
but he walks out because he knows I've
done
gone.
it. And where's he going? Fucking to meet Red and Andy on the fucking Bahamas at the end of Shawshank. Michael's gonna turn up and go, right, fellas.
Oh my god, classic. Oh. So the original title of the film was Halloween 666.
Did you know Danny was played by Fred Durst?
Was he?
Yeah, that's Fred Durst.
Fred Durst as a kid. Keep rolling. Yeah, the origin of Michael Myers it's called Halloween 666. What do you think?
What's that? What were you saying? Things
That was
I've
the
never heard
original
before.
title.
The origin? What do you mean the origin? We know the origin.
Yeah, it's sort of why is it?
Right, I see.
Halloween 666.
Well, maybe someone who
Don't
gave him
like
lessons.
it. I like this title more.
Yeah, it's silly, isn't it?
Halloween 666 reminds me of Children of the Corn 666, one of the worst films.
Is that the sixth one as well?
One of the worst films ever devised.
Thing is, when they eventually do get to the Children of Corn 666, which they probably will, what will they call it?
What do you think about
Well,
him being creepy like this? People laugh at it. I actually think it's quite good.
I feel like if they had a better script and performance, you could argue that he's slightly messed up from his awful experience.
Yeah, I like it. I like how we're going back to Tommy.
Yeah. Like, it makes more sense that he's like a bit of a strange
And
dude.
He stayed in the street. He stayed. Yeah. I like how this film like kind of shows the graduation of Michael's effects.
Yeah.
I think it's a decent performance by Paul Rudd. He's ashamed of it, as is most big actors. Jennifer Aniston ashamed of Leprechaun. Courtney Cox ashamed of Ace Ventura. What's the other one?
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd's ashamed of this. Everyone's ashamed of this.
Yeah.
Though. But it is kind of a cult movie now.
Where you've seen
some of the fans absolutely love it. Some of the fans despise it.
where you've seen 1 to 5.
They call that on the yeah.
Where would you rank this one out of the first 6?
I can't remember what I did. I remember I'd done the ranking. It was when the times. I have different experiences with this movie. Now and again, I'll watch it and love it. The next time I watch it, I will despise it with a raw passion.
Yeah.
And then I'll do a ranking video where it's like not the end, like the bottom. So I think it's at the bottom. I might do a re-ranking of Halloween because that was. I liked Halloween 2018 more then. I placed it really high. I don't know what to say about it. That's another one I think that I have different experience with every time I watch it. Do you think they were trying to do a young Dr. Loomis character here?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I think they were just trying to make,
like...
firstly, a male character for once.
Yeah, I like that, yeah. And people think that sounds sexist, but you think of all the horrors, it's always a final girl.
Yeah. But I just mean in this series, like obviously they've done Jamie Lee Curtis twice. Then in 4, it was Rachel and the little girl.
But I think it was genius to have it be a child.
Oh, yeah.
That was absolute genius.
Yeah.
People have said, oh, that's too morbid for me. But it literally makes Michael the boogeyman. Yeah. Which I love. And also, I was really into the idea of Josh Hartnett being pursued by Michael in Resurrection. Yeah. Really into that. Like, it just changes it up. You have to do all you can with this to change it up. See, even though I have more, I don't know, I'm back and forth with what I prefer. But the Friday the 13th series, they don't do any world building. Every film resets the timeline and says Jason's a legend. Yeah. Every time. Whereas in this, at least they tried to. Because they should have in Halloween H2O not cut out the scene where Jamie Lee Curtis hears what's going on, what's been going on, and goes to the toilet and be sick. You know that scene? No. Yeah, she's teaching a class and someone brings up Michael Myers. Oh, really? And she knows she abandoned Jamie. Ah. Why would you cut that out? No, I think Jamie doesn't exist in that timeline. No, she doesn't? Yeah. That was a cut out scene where she did exist. Oh. Yeah. All right. Why would you cut that out? Don't know. I see what you're saying. Like even if the films are shit, if there's an effort of world building, yeah, it matters. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Do you see that just then? It's fucking Fawn. What did he do? Also, why was it so perfectly symmetrical? You get a fucking stencil out like Banksy. Michael. I was going to say Banksy. Yeah. Michael's Banksy. Brilliant. He is. Yeah. Maybe that's what Michael does when he walks off at the end. Go and be Banksy. Fucking hell. Yeah. Oh, I never noticed the fact it's in autumn, but yeah, it so is, isn't it? So makes a difference. Yeah. It's like when you watch Hocus Pocus. It so looks autumn. It's one of the great things about that movie. Why don't we have Danielle Harris back in it and have Jamie go to college, trying to get her life together? Michael Myers, the college years. Michael, you're late again. I'm tall. Sit down. And Michael, I don't want to have to repeat myself next lesson. Be on time. Okay. Michael, take off that mask next time. What degree would Michael do? What degree would Michael do? Humanities. Criminal psychology. Yeah, criminal psychology. Now, luckily, we have a criminal in the room. Michael, please tell us your inside, or we'll fucking kill the fucker.
But why did you want to kill that
No,
fucker,
wait.
Michael?
No, wait.
Kill her fucker.
Wait, here we go. Just a moment of Paul Rudd. Get ready for some great acting, guys. Wait. He walked off as well.
Where was he going?
But
Where's he going?
he's trying out the baby, isn't
No,
he?
but get me a doctor. Where are you going, mate?
Yeah. Had he played Phoebe's husband at this point?
No.
See,
That was
this,
much later.
so I really do believe actors should give credit to every film they're in.
Yeah.
I don't like that arrogance. Yes.
Oh, I'm sure. Actually, I don't know. I'd be interested to see what Matthew McConaughey and Renée Zellweger say about Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Probably disown it. I think Renée Zellweger disowns it.
To be
But
fair,
I-
that's one of the worst movies.
He probably should disown it. Yeah, I see. That one. I'll get fucking sham, innit?
Yeah.
Anyway, so back to Michael Myers' the college years. Michael.
Michael
Yeah.
Halloween 6, the course of Michael Myers.
Michael, you haven't done your homework again.
Oh, Michael Myers. Oh, Michael Myers. You told me to do your fucking homework. I'm going to do it last day in the face. I'm just going to get to the house for this homework, motherfucker.
Buster. Oh, dear.
I want to see a whole film like of Buster Rhymes going off
Yeah,
with Michael.
Buster was No, they should have done. Buster becomes Michael, but
Yeah.
as Buster.
Yeah.
Oh, good on motherfucker. Get enough of these fucking stories.
You supposed to be out there where you're supposed to be. I'm Michael Myers. You ain't playing Michael Myers. I'm dead. I'm really good to do house for this motherfucker.
But give me your assessment on them living in the Myers house. How would you avoid that knowledge? See, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true.
We're talking about the world
It's
building,
so
and that's
true.
disgusting.
Yeah, there's no way you'd be able to move into the Myers house and not know what it was.
And to be in the same family.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Dear.
That is a bad part of
No,
this.
hang on, they're not in the family.
Yeah, they are. The dad's brother is part of the Strodes or something.
Why do they have to be in the family?
I don't know. Well, so that Michael will come after.
I honestly thought it was just that they bought it.
No.
And the dad knew, but he didn't
Because why
tell
would
him.
Michael pursue Cara?
I thought it was just like another one.
No, Cara Strode she's called.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, I
Who
thought,
wouldn't
well,
have
no,
said-
if they linked it together but not had them be in the same house, I'd be alright. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't.
Yeah. Because also, why does Michael care about the house? I know in Halloween
Oh, he cares
Resurrection
about
he
the
went
family,
home and
doesn't
like,
he?
just lived a
No,
solitary life.
not that Michael cares about the house. My problem is them not caring about the house.
Right.
Or not knowing.
Yeah.
That's the question. It's nothing to do with Michael. Michael go after him wherever they live, wouldn't he?
But how... This is one of the questions though. How much does Michael really believe in Fawn? Because if they didn't go back to Haddonfield, would he have tracked him down to like Wyoming or
I
something?
think in this film they actually try and... Because they had a bad reception to the... I can't remember if they screened the producer's cut as the film or they screened another cut which has got more of the producer's cut in. And...
Crazy bastard.
They why does everyone jump up on each other? They screened like a cut with more scenes in it and it got a bad reception, so in this they've kind of made it that Michael isn't controlled,
Right.
because there's a scene cut at the end where he destroys that room
Yeah.
so
That
it's
was
sort
added,
of
yeah, that
like
was
as
added.
if he's been captured as well,
Yeah.
and he just kills whatever he sees.
Right.
He doesn't stand with the cult like in Producer's Cut.
One of the things is though, that scene where he goes mental at the end and kills everyone is one of the more fun scenes in the movie, and that's probably not in the producer's cut.
No, it's not.
So what do you enjoy in the producer's cut?
Well,
Also,
they probably like how they went through with trying to actually explain it, I guess.
I remember, just a bit of backstory, the reason we ended up watching this and also Halloween 4 when we were kids was because basically in our town we were growing up, obviously it wasn't before the internet, but it was when it was still dial-up, so there was no chance of like downloading movies or anything, and we both loved Halloween, and I can't remember which one we'd probably seen. We probably had seen Halloween 5, I think, and you had recorded that off the TV, and we'd watched it many times. But there used to be a video shop. It was actually a record shop in our town. It was called Record Mania, and we'd go in there every weekend looking for, mainly it was wrestling videos, but we'd also be on the lookout for Halloween videos. And one time we found Halloween 4, and we had to get my mum to go up and get it because it was 18 or 15, we were like 11 or 12. And then another time we found Halloween 6, Curse of Michael Myers. And because of all the action and like the craziness and like what we really loved when we were growing up was the idea of us being against Michael. So whenever you'd see someone attacking Michael or getting the best of Michael, or like at the end of this movie when Tommy beats the shit out of him with a lead pipe, we vicariously loved the idea of being up against Michael and that being us in that situation. And so like we'd even play a game called the Myers game where you'd have to, it's essentially
So we're making ourselves look bad now.
No, it's essentially hide and seek, right? But the person who's hiding is actually hunting, and the other person knows 100% they're going to get jumped.
So basically, we played Dead by Daylight in real life.
Yeah, but you know you're going to get jumped, so it's a matter of when, and it's just terrifying. It's so scary. Like honestly, it's terrifying.
It's basically jump up on someone in the game.
Yeah, it's so scary though, and then you have to try and escape before he stabs you. That bit I did. But yeah, so that's why we have such an affinity for this series, because it really was something we grew with and grew up with, and something we had to hunt. We had to literally hunt these videos out, and we've seen them so many times. So I do have a soft spot for them, and I do see their flaws, but I still think they are great fun.
I am glad that I grew up in the last era of that being the case.
Yeah, me too, 100%.
But then I sort of part of me wishes that I'd grown up in an era where I had everything at disposal.
Yeah, I see that, but I wouldn't change it though. I really wouldn't. I feel like if I grow up now, I wouldn't have the same. I refer to it as like touchstones almost. Like I wouldn't.
You wouldn't value anything you brought.
Yeah, like when I was a kid, there's movies I think of with such a warmness because they were part of my childhood growing up, and a lot of that was down, and games as well, and a lot of that was down to having to seek out and find and hunt for. Whereas you might have more things, but I don't know if you'd have the same connection to them as you would.
No, because you know that if it's there's no stakes. Like so, for example, if we were buying a game as kids, yeah, we've got this money,
and we're not getting any more. What are we getting? And if you make a mistake, you are fucked, mate.
But your only option then is to swap what you've got for whatever you got.
Always making a marginal loss each time. So there's a risk. There's a big risk. Because if you buy, say, for example, like we did, WCW Mayhem, and you spent 20 quid, if you trade that back in, you're only getting 11. So you've lost 9. And then if you don't like
You're
that game,
down.
you're always down. You're always
But then
down.
now and again you've got to try and decipher a way of going out better.
Now and again, if you combine enough games in like the right game, that one there and this one, and sometimes you works out. I remember winning once.
What was it?
It was when I traded a bunch of shit on the N64 for, I think it was like Ocarina of Time and like 2 other games.
And you felt like you beat the shop?
And I felt like I beat the shop for the first time ever. This is good seeing this.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I like how Michael, it's more haunting in this.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of goes back to... Well, he's kind of Michael of the original film mixed with slasher villains.
Yeah.
Which is kind of how he was in Halloween 4.
Yeah.
I feel like Michael is correct in this. 5, he was a bit wrong, because obviously he was getting in the car.
Yeah, I feel like my problem with...
Which he does in the first one, he comes in with the thing on.
I do feel like though, this one, I think I prefer this one. I don't know.
The picture of Michael.
Yeah, I feel
So
like...
George Wilbur, same guy who played him in 4 and
Really?
6.
Wow.
Different actor in 5.
Because that's surprising, because I didn't actually like the physical performance in 4.
But you like it in this?
Well, I like the portrayal in terms of how they use Michael. But I will say this, even though in a way I can't really even justify it, because at the end of this there's so many people and so much murder. But I feel like in 5, so much of the movie is spent with quite annoying teenagers in fields and so many kills that it does sort of lose that feel of Halloween, which is very much like a hunt and a slow build, whereas this one I feel like it has that a lot more, especially in these early bits of the movie. And in 4 it has that in buckets, which is probably why it's such a favourite of mine. That's why when...
I feel like 4 would be approaching the first movie if Michael's mask was at the very
Yeah.
least this mask,
So bad.
at the most the original mask.
So bad. Yeah, I think 4's so correct in its tone compared to the first one. And if people don't like 4, fair enough. But it confuses me though, because I think it's a really, really good attempt at
Yeah.
making a sequel. And the characters are great.
Like, I really wish I could see 4 with this mask. Or,
Yeah, I think it's 4 got the worst mask.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, 5.
Really?
It looks like Nick Cage. It's like Nick Cage
No, but
in
4
Moonshine with Cher.
But 4 is like pastel white.
Yeah.
And so he's got
4
Colgate.
and 5 are competing for the
It's
worst.
like-
No, Halloween H2O is the worst.
No, in
mask.
4, he
Eyes.
looks like
It's like Pingu.
Robin Williams in Miss Doubtfire when he puts the cake on because he hasn't got his mask. Hello! That's what Michael's like in 4. Fucking Colgate.
The worst mask is H2O. Well, the worst masks are H2O.
What I love is though, they went, right, we need to change this, Bob. But what should we do? Shall we pick one design or 6?
Yeah.
Let's do 6.
And then one of the designs, just literally, you see his eyes.
No, one of the
clearly.
designs when they CGI it, which
Yeah.
is think of the state you've got in when you've got CGI it. You've really, you fucked up.
Yeah.
And the
What's the problem with the mask?
enjoy
I never-
that. No, but I do enjoy knowing like the panic they must have felt.
But what
Like,
was
we're just gonna have to CGI. It's just one of those things. Like they had to CGI
But
it.
listen, what was the problem with the mask?
Well,
I've never known.
apparently they were having a test screening and it was all going fine. And then someone literally stood up and went, "That's not Michael Myers' mask," like that. And I haven't seen what they originally were using. It was probably one like the one in 4. And then they went in, and they say it's in the Halloween documentary. And then they say things just went into like meltdown, and it was a massive rush and a panic to be, what the fuck are we gonna do? And that's what they
But
did.
what I'm saying is, why couldn't they use the original?
I've never understood why they can't ever in any of the movies, including the new one, get it right. How hard can it be?
The new one's close, but fan films have the original mask. I just don't understand. Anyway,
One of the big problems though is the hair, getting the hair right. Some
Yeah.
of the masks look like fucking Gary Oldman.
just casually walk in and see Paul Rudd
Yeah.
sitting with your child,
I go, are you an escaped paedophile who've stolen a child?
with a baby as well, and then you come back to his house with him.
This is all part of Paul Rudd's dating. This is all the plan by Paul Rudd. This is his date number 1.
You don't really expect us to stay here, do you?
I want you to watch your house. See everything from that window.
Why is he talking like that?
It's Nigel Loomis, isn't he?
Want you to watch your house. Yeah, you better watch out.
What do you think about Donald Pleasant's involvement in this?
I think that I hope he got a good amount of money. He's obviously incredibly not ill, but he's old as balls, and it's clearly a struggle for him. But I'm glad he's in it.
Mommy? Mom? Not now, Danny.
Why did you see that?
What?
For some reason, Paul Rudd's character had an article where he cut out the headline, but didn't keep the article. Halloween murder. I just cut the headline out. Do you want the article, Tommy? Nah, fuck that. I don't like reading.
There you go.
He's done it again, though. What? Where'd you get the baby, Tommy?
Where'd you get the bottle? I'll just keep these here for when I need to suckle on something to sleep.
For when I bring babies home.
Tommy, why did you have that bottle? Well, sometimes I can't sleep and I just like to think of my mother's teeth. What's wrong with them? What was that? They went, you can just imagine like Weinstein. It's getting a little boring. Put in something.
Carved out of stone.
Kadoom.
Pieces of wood. Used in
I love this program. www.thepoweroftheruins.com.
Druid's thorn represented a demon that spread sickness and
Yeah.
death to hundreds of thousands of people. According to Celtic legend, one child from each tribe was chosen to be inflicted with the curse of thorn.
See, I think...
Sacrifices of its next of kin.
Yeah, but what it seems to... What if I decipher this movie? It seems like the cult thinks that they infected Michael, but actually they didn't.
Right.
He does what he does. but they've tried to harness it.
Right.
That's
And what does the power give you?
The druids were also
Um,
mathematicians and astronomers.
Well, apparently, if you wipe out your whole family, you'll never have famine and death again, or something. I don't fucking know.
So Michael, he's a humanitarian.
Yeah.
He's Thanos before Thanos.
Well, say Michael, more the cult.
That's why these people, whoever they are after Jamie's baby.
But he wants to kill the family.
It's making Michael's final sacrifice.
Yeah, true. I
Active.
thought I'd actually got it then.
He's actively
I don't
hunting
know.
the family.
Yeah, I thought I'd got it. I was content, but I couldn't. Couldn't be done.
Stop him before it's too late.
Oh no, where's Danny?
Find any man can stop him.
This bit's brilliant.
What?
This whole bit.
I didn't see.
Danny, don't ever walk up without telling me where you're going.
Take him upstairs.
Why is the old lady evil as well?
She's part of it, isn't she? She's part of form.
Whatever you do, don't go back to your house.
Yeah, don't go back to your house because Michael, if you're not in there, he won't think of looking anywhere else.
He won't think of looking next door.
in the US.
I mean, we are next door, Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's safe. But, I mean, we are next door, and he's a mad bastard, and he might just go next door because it's the closest place where a human might be to kill. Power of the will and stop him. What's he doing? They went, I guarantee you, right? I guarantee you, they went like this on set. This is going to be great. We got the signs, we got the burning, we got Tommy and his little thing, we got the Halloween, we got the imagery. Oh, it's going to be great.
Because that's when we look
It sort of is though, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of is.
Well, yes, but long, long time ago,
Look at this old lady. She's part of a cult.
when the days grew
Here we
short
go.
and the spirits of the dead returned to their homes to warm themselves by the fireside. All across the land, huge bonfires were lit. Oh, there was a marvelous celebration.
Sorry if I'm quiet, I'm listening to the old lady.
Played games, and they
So you see that sign?
What did it say?
Michael is alive.
No.
ward off the evil spirits.
This is. Would you say this is the most effort in the films to build a world?
What's he looking at?
Yeah.
Come on, Danny. Say goodnight to Mrs. Blankenship.
Because even in like 5, they're saying, "Oh, Michael won't do anything,"
Just like
weren't
the
they?
boy
Yeah.
that lived in that house.
What are you talking about?
I was babysitting with him that night. Little Mikey Myers that lived across the street. That's when the voice
You
came.
weren't.
The night he murdered his sister.
Michael heard a voice?
It told him to kill his family.
Is that in there?
Yeah.
I was saying that's it. There he is. There. Oh, yeah, and obviously the banned Halloween thing.
Strap on me now. We got a real agenda here.
That's a pretty good costume he's got on.
Let's get the message out.
There's DJ Stu.
Hey, look.
Have they set up anything about that yet? The whole party thing? Has that even been mentioned?
Yeah.
Oh. There he comes. I reckon this character was based on Harvey. It was Miramax's film.
What, and then
Harvey, he must have been.
let's try and have a quick one. Yes.
I wonder if this dude ever did anything else.
I reckon he's done like loads of films, like playing this arsehole character. Like, it just pops up.
Well, I know it has to happen, right, to some degree, but I can never not think of Michael being responsible for that. So what was he at the switch going, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, now? It's just too much planning.
Again, I'm not a fan of these sort of characters who
No.
never think that Michael's going to do anything.
But even
when
if
you've had that direct experience.
But even if you're not afraid of Michael, if you're living in a house where brutal murders happened and the electricity goes out, it's human nature to be a little bit spooked. Nobody's getting spooked. I'm not getting spooked. It's natural to be spooked. It's pitch black and the people were murdered there, mate. But he's like, oh, Michael Myers, oh, fuck you, Michael.
Yeah. Even though you killed my whole family.
Yeah.
One of the most brutal kills in the whole series.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about this one.
But the original Halloween 6 was nowhere near as gory as this. They put so much gore in the theatrical version.
It's weird though as well, because I actually never considered this movie to be especially gory.
No.
The one I find least gory is actually 4.
Yeah, I think it... Well, other than 1.
Um,
No, I think this is the most gory.
Yeah, probably.
And I think they were trying to compete with Freddy Krueger and
Yeah.
Jason.
No, 2 I'd say is the goriest.
Yeah.
And they were actually trying to compete with that.
Oh, that was like Britney, bitch.
It's Britney, bitch. Yeah, that was as well. It's Michael, bitch. That's brilliant. That's genius.
Look at this death. This is like a proper
Close Encounters.
80s and 90s horror death. Look at it.
Oh, I got a live one here.
Is Michael getting electrocuted as well? Let's see how his head blows
Does
up.
anybody else feel like a fried egg?
Tell me, kids, how's it feel to finally pull Halloween out of the proverbial Haddonfield closet?
What we're saying here is we will no longer let the powers that be control our minds. For years,
So this guy was originally going to be played by Howard Stern,
Oh, that would make sense. Did he turn it down or just want too much money?
which is a Howard Stern classic character.
Does she get this riled up in the sack?
No, just turn it down.
She wears crotchless panties and barks like a dog.
Never a fan of Howard Stern. I hate the bloke.
It's weird. He's completely different these days.
Because or is he different then?
He's
old.
completely different. It's weird. Like if you go on YouTube from like 2006, 2007, you can find loads of Howard TV stuff. Because I never listened to a radio show, but I did stumble across some of his stuff once, and I do really enjoy the nonsense between his crew and him when it's just those people being annoying to each other and talking shit. But the show, I've never listened to it, but it's always seemed garbage. But he has done some interviews with celebrities which have been really good, especially in recent years, like really good.
We'll be coming at you live from the one, the only, Myers house. How's it for Halloween, Chuck? I'll borrow your house, Jerry. It's about half a mile, but I don't know if my folks are good. I'll meet you there at 5.
what about the kids? We're supposed to throw all the candy.
Well, relax your crack, sweetheart.
But the reason that Donald Pleasant isn't in this much is Joe Chappelle wasn't a fan.
Really?
Yeah.
So, like, do you mean a fan of the...
Character.
Wow. That's really surprising.
You see the producer's cut, there's loads of Loomis scenes. Like he does the voiceover at the start.
Yeah, I don't know why they changed that. Although I kind of like Ralph more.
Yeah.
Different. Adds to his character. This is a Scream 2 murder coming up. But what I don't understand is why is Michael... Is he in there?
Let's see.
Sure, we can do another show about it. Kick the audience in the face and now they'll lick you all over. I'm not really here. Bye-bye.
It's so obvious, isn't it?
Why is Michael in there?
Because he's just chilling.
How did he anticipate that he was going to go? What was he doing? How long was he prepared to wait?
He's
Was he fucking playing Call of Duty camping?
No, he's wanking. He's just relaxing.
Also, what happened there? I thought they were meant to be... as far as they know, they're going back to the house now. And they wanted to throw candy out. Oh, they've gone home, right.
Which is where we should be.
But for some reason we came back here for a laugh.
Well, they came back because the radio dude said he was going to be there.
It was a cold Halloween night. He stood in the shadows, watching through the windows as his sister and her boyfriend made love. Then he crept inside, picked up a huge butcher knife. She turned around, and he stabbed her.
Cut it out, Beth. I really didn't know that Michael Myers lived in my house, okay?
Well, you must be living in another world.
From another world.
That's truly like.
It's okay.
What did you think when you grew up? When everyone was saying
Michael lived
Myers
in your house.
He didn't. They're just trying to get to me.
Also,
Didn't really live there.
as far this is if I was, isn't the entire radio crew meant to be here in 10 seconds? Let's have a quick one. Yes.
Yeah. Think what Michael did.
I like this bit. It's raining red. I don't know why. I don't know. Whoever thought of that line is weird, but it's good. It's
Yeah.
something weirdly, like, cause you. I guess it's like the dramatic irony of knowing. We all know, including Rudd, what it is, and they got a kid just innocently being like, "It's raining red." So it kind of builds on you, I guess. How did he do it though?
Yeah,
You
that's
got that,
like
can I borrow that
Ethan
ladder?
Hunt.
Can I borrow that ladder, Charlie? Also, why did it show the kid getting grabbed? Because it really makes it look like she got kidnapped. just a flyby kidnapping. It's going to have like a spin-off movie like Hobbs and Shaw about that kid getting kidnapped.
But, well, yeah, but so he took him out of the van on his shoulder and took him to a tree, climbed up the tree
With a ladder.
like Dennis the Man,
He had to have a ladder.
and tied him up in a weird pinhead-esque fashion.
I've put up lights. I know that that would have took him at least 20 minutes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he put lights up as well. Art. That's a bit of weird art.
He did. Tracy Emmett art. Also, when did they light all the candles? Because I thought... But they were literally starting. Yeah, but the radio host, mate, let me like this one, like this one, this one, this one,
Bit more.
this one, this one,
A bit more.
this one. There were so many candles. More candles in there. So that's what. Whenever you watch like an Indiana Jones or anything, always take note of how many candles have been lit. So many. It take forever. All these villains.
Hey, Beth, you bring a towel in here? I'm freezing.
Well, why don't you just step out the shower and get one? Who in their life, this is my question to you, who in their whole life has ever been in the shower and gone, get a towel, freezing? Yeah. They're
So you-
literally just over the
you
other
want
side
that-
of the curtain you can.
So you want her to come into the bathroom?
And pass you a fucking towel which you can reach, mate. The fuck? That was literally just so Michael could pass it. Like some kind of, I don't know what.
Boy, yeah.
Yeah, and Michael's so voyeuristic, isn't he?
Yeah.
Look at him. That's a good mask. That's like American movie. I do like that shot though.
Hold on a second.
One problem all the sequels have, this one the least, is the inappropriate use of the music. Like it just takes away from it meaning anything. They put it like underneath some knob walking. And by knob I don't mean Michael.
But you could mean.
I could. Like Halloween 2 is the worst offender. Has like 3-minute shots of Michael walking. Dun, 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 dun.
Out of that house right now. Carol, what the hell is going on? Look out, there's someone in the room. He's right behind you.
Slow-mo. Wow, whoever edited that was very foolish. That was bad. Wow, damn.
11 different drafts.
Really?
apparently in this script.
Shit. I'd love to read some of the others, like the really weird ones, like with different.
Apparently there was a psychological based one that Donald Pleasance really liked,
Okay.
and
That
he
sounds
like agreed to
interesting.
the film, like hoping it'd be that, and it like,
Turns into this.
yeah.
How old was he during this? Because he looks so old, but he's probably only about 78 or something. This is my question. These sort of questions I have. If you were in the Michael Myers movie and you literally put a shotgun to his face and shot him, would he die? Because that would make his head blow up.
Yeah, he would die.
But he wouldn't.
He's not like Jason. He
But
couldn't-
somehow he wouldn't die.
he would.
So what about the end of Halloween 4?
No, that's just
Firing squad in Russia. And then he gets blob,
Che
blob, blob.
Guevara.
Yeah, Rasputin murdered, right? And then he just carries on. He swims down the river. At least they went and got to have him out for a year or something. It's just one of those things. That's one of the weirdest explanations of all time. The beginning of Halloween 5. Random man, hermit, who nurses Michael back to full health, and then Michael kills him. Who is this man? So many questions. This is my
Well, I
tip.
think as the series goes on, you've got more, not necessarily the cult, you've more got to answer Michael Myers.
Yeah.
How he became supernatural.
I don't know why they've always been so inclined to make him so supernatural. It's almost like they know they're going to keep making sequels and that's their intent, but by the end of the movies they never think about the following movie. They're just happy to finish it as if it doesn't really matter. Like at the end of 4 when they shoot him so much, it's like, well, how are we going to explain that? Oh, it don't matter, but it does matter because it
Well, it's
hurts
because
the
the
integrity.
directors know they're not doing another one.
Yeah, but you'd think the producers would be like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the director's in charge.
Well, not more than producer.
Oh, it seems like it in this series.
Yeah.
Halloween 5.
Yeah. But yeah, so like end of.
How did Michael come in like at the end of the day? See the way he walked in?
Yeah.
Walked in like
What do you
Homer. So casual that was. I actually like this.
It's good, isn't it?
With these scenes
Yeah.
of Michael like shadows.
Yeah.
But I didn't like him walking through that doorway.
Saunter
Casual.
coming into a pub. Michael coming into a club. Hey bitches. Michael's in the house. Dun dun dun. Doing his own theme tune. Dun 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 dun.
Oh, that's the original music.
Shit. We got fucked up.
Ooh, you know he did.
Yeah. What shit was I chatting? I was talking about something. I was talking shit.
Oh, Michael coming into the club.
No, it's just before that.
Bitches.
No, before that. I don't know what I was saying. Oh, forget it.
I do like the lighting and the sort of visual compositions.
Yeah. Oh, I remember. Yeah, so at the end of 1, that's alright, he survives. Number 2, completely dead. Utterly dead.
But why is it alright he survives 1?
Because they show that he's alive. So, utterly dead. 4, utterly dead. 5, he actually survives. 6, utterly dead.
It's 5's the only
7,
film he survives in it.
utterly beheaded.
Yeah.
8, utterly fried. And then what's after that? Rob Zombie's Ignore, and then
Rob Zombie gets shot point blank in the forehead with a gun. So
and then
there's on that one as well.
2018, utterly dead. But it's like they could make their lives so much easier if they just respected the fact that they have to make a new movie. Here comes some rock and
But
roll.
it's always a case of whether it makes money, innit?
Yeah. Listen to this. What do you think about this
I
music?
do like the soundtrack of this film.
I think because it's not one of those movies where they're like they don't use the old one until the end. They use it throughout, but I actually prefer that they've got this other music because I don't want to just hear the din din. Not because I don't like it, but because you need to savour it.
Yeah, and it makes it stand out.
Yeah. I guess it's like
I mean,
how
this
they've
is-
moved away from, even though in my opinion they've done it too much now, but they moved away from constantly using the Bond theme in all scenes.
But I do feel like this is one of the Halloween films that stands out,
Yeah, I agree.
and you want that to happen.
Yeah. Although there's like all the fawn shit and it's silly,
There had to be someone else.
for this version, the theatrical cut, at least it makes sense within its own rules.
Yeah.
Like he's explained fawn, you know what it is, you know what they're doing, and then the rest of the movie, all these scenes are actually pretty good.
Mhm.
It's not like they're just hodgepodge together. Like 5 isn't crafted as well, in my opinion, at least. But I like 5. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I'm up and down with that as well. Look at this. Joe Chappelle wanted Christopher Lee to play this guy.
They were never going to get him. Fucking money.
Yeah.
Careful with the girl.
So they.
He is in 1, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the one who
Yeah.
says, "For God's sake, Sam, you can't drive a car."
They should have made more of that.
Oh God, hurry, we have to. Hello, Jesus.
But what makes well, you just talked about this film like
Ah!
making sense.
Within its
But
own
now,
world, I guess.
within its own world, but now the fallen people leave everyone alive who they've come to get. What are they doing?
Dear. I love how she jumped out the window. Ah!
Well, I suppose they took the baby, haven't they? No, I don't think they do. But I think they do. I feel like I've been drugged. We have been drugged.
Right, that's
Like
beautiful. Right, we've got to explain. Right, this is what they did, ready? They're on set, right? We can't have them all go. We need to somehow
Oh, they took Cara.
come out of a reason why Loomis and Tommy, A, are left, and B, aren't killed. What are we going to do? Right, we won't address why they weren't killed, but we'll address how they weren't killed. What are we going to do? Just have like an overhead shot of them going, I feel like I've been drugged. We were drugged. Like, we were
We have
drugged.
been drugged.
Just like, they had to be sure that the audience knew they were drugged. I feel like I've been drugged. We were drugged.
We have been drugged.
Why? What were you doing? That's so bad. That's the worst kind of like exposition. You can't be doing that. That's rotten. Why? Why were they left? At least, even if it's stupid, at least show the dude who he knows. Show him injecting Loomis and Tommy, and then just have him go, "Don't kill him." We go back 50 years or whatever, because he doesn't have to be an absolute cunt.
Yeah.
Here we go. Fucking gateway.
Loomis walking off to an old folks
Yeah.
home.
I'm getting worried, Sam. I was afraid you wouldn't make it.
What, you wanted him to come? This is getting confusing.
This is.
Do you remember, right, there's a fan film, I won't go into it in too much detail, called The Death of Michael Myers, which follows on from this. It's not a proper fan film, it's
It's
made
now
by...
been removed from online.
It's
isn't it?
made by like some dude in like the late 90s. It's great fun. And what's that, a voice box? Great fun. But it's great fun. But he somehow found a set that was perfectly resembling this. You know, at the beginning.
I suppose. But the reason this whole ending is so different than the producer's cut is the producer's cut ending was received so badly in test screenings.
But I don't understand if it wasn't though. Do you know what I mean? Of course it was.
Oh god. But there were reshoots in which George Wilbur didn't play Michael for this ending.
Really?
There was a guy called Michael Lerner
Why is that?
because they rushed in to refilm some scenes, the
Ah.
film's finale. That's why the only input of Loomis is I have a bit of business to attend to here.
Ah, I see.
I thought he was going to do a T1000 then. Through the bars.
Is this? I don't know if you know. Was this his first ever acting role.
It's said introducing Paul Rudd, so
I mean, he's done well. Like, imagine, like, I know it's like a B movie. Well, it's not even a B movie really. It's kind of a mini A movie, but like,
I always say about these actors. I said it about Jennifer Aniston in Leprechaun, Courtney Cox in Ace Ventura, Cameron Diaz in The Mask. You can see the sparkle in the eye that they're going to go on to do something like, and you sort of see it here with Paul Rudd.
yeah.
You see that he's got charisma. Ah! Why are they storing members of the public for a laugh?
Yeah, who is this?
I love the reaction. Wait. So you're
What's he done to
sacrifice.
you? Why has he killed you? What? It's totally illogical. What are
They
the
keep people. They're like
what's
the Men in Black.
Yeah, but what's Fawn's plan? Because Michael's on the loose.
Yeah, they think he's working for him. Which I sort of like, now that I've had to no, because you defeated it earlier. Why does he want to kill his family
I
then?
think you're meant to think when he starts killing them it's because they don't have the costume on anymore. Which to me is really honestly because they even make a point of showing a scene where he goes, "You don't have to wear that outfit anymore. It's not Halloween."
I like this moment.
Yeah, he does it. Yeah, it's good. I guess you got to think it's the first time he's seen him again. Isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, people like to shit on that moment, but I think it's good because it's obviously the childhood trauma, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like he kind of like, he hates him, but he also loves him because he's the only sort of, he's ruined his life, but he's turning into an icon to him. Which is interesting. They should have probably explored that a bit more. Maybe they'll do it with Tommy and her in 2018. That someone could like in a messed up way, you kind of, he's obsessed with him.
Do you know what you get from that? You get the doctor in 2018 who put the mask on, like some kind of pimp.
But it sort of makes more sense, Tommy.
Yeah. We've always said if you ever getting chased by Michael, find an open field and gently walk backwards.
Yeah, for the rest of the time.
Until someone comes along.
Yeah. With an axe to the back of the head.
Yeah. Just do a brisk walk backwards and he's fucked. I reckon Michael, if you did that for 3 hours, Michael eventually would run. He'd go, fuck it, I'm running. I know it's my gimmick, but... They've now appeared on the Nostrano. Or is it Nostrano? Yeah. Here you go, listen. Listen. Keep listening, it's important.
Oh, I never knew that was in it.
Yeah. But
so he identifies by colours.
He identifies by
Baby.
colours, like something from Sesame Street.
Like something from learning colours.
And Bernie they'd showed and Bernie lessons to him. But what do you mean take it off? Michael's on the loose, mate. You know he's in the building killing. What are you doing? What's their plan?
Is that honestly true? Colour coded?
I think so, because why else? Like, he didn't kill any of them.
Michael communicates through colour.
Michael communicates through outfit.
Michael's like the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Don't move. Can't see us if we don't wear Halloween gear.
No blue. You can't see us if you don't wear blue.
Oh god! But like the absurdity of the film really makes it memorable, in my opinion. Look at him, Shaggy.
How long are you going to be in this position? Still haven't moved. Making noise. Why don't they just be careful?
Why do they let him roam around? Like,
No, I don't know. That's what I don't understand.
What
You've
happens
told
if
us
someone walks out and sees him? You know what I mean?
You've told us to take the costumes off, right? See, look, he saw it and he went, "That's right."
You're it, mate. Hello.
Hello. Also, where are they?
Hiding out in the
hell
hills.
are we?
Hiding out in the hills.
But what was the plan? That's what I need to know.
Well, no, this is why this doesn't make sense from this point.
Yeah.
Because they had to reshoot it.
Yeah.
So they're doing their best to make it that Michael isn't controlled. because people didn't like that, and they're doing their best to make it that the Fawn are still involved somehow. I think you're supposed to think actually Michael makes a decision to kill, not be controlled. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he just wants to kill his family out of a fetish. but he doesn't. You know what I mean? He just wants to kill his family out of a fetish, so he kills. But they think they can harness it.
My favourite thought about Old Man Michael is that after he killed Jamie Lee Curtis's character in Resurrection, how he literally was content and he went home and just lived. He lived as an old man in his house. Such a strange thing. And he only gets involved because Busta Rhymes starts fucking him over.
See, this is where the strobe lighting does pretty well.
Or you could say the strobe lighting. Oh! Just get me a doctor now. I don't know what their plan was. I know like it's fucked up because of the reshoots, but in terms of this film, what was the Doctor's plan? At least Michael's walking quickly, but they knew Michael was on the loose.
Just keep him, just leave him to his own devices.
Yeah, we loved this shit when we were young. And when he puts the gun on him, we loved it.
You gotta give Joe Chappelle credit. Joe did try.
Yeah, he did try.
Like Halloween 5, there seems like a lack of trying.
Yeah. Is Halloween 5 the cat and mouse man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate?
No.
Okay, well, the Halloween 5 director, he done an interview where he said, what I tried to do with this film is that Michael is the cat and Jamie is the mouse.
And the cat chases the mouse. And then
just absolute
perfectly
joker.
encapsulated by Rambarath for Life on YouTube, who did the impression of that and then went, fuck you, buddy. Don't know what you're talking about.
Even though what he said wasn't wrong. Yeah. Look at him. Blue.
If I was Michael, I'd go, I've had a bad history in hospitals, I'm going. I once lost both eyeballs.
Yeah, that's a real continuity that was never followed.
The fact he was burning to a crispy.
in his eyes, which have no eyes.
But he had no eyes because he'd been shot in his eyes. If a bullet hits your eyeball, your eye doesn't exist anymore because the bullet is the size of the eye. Also, what's this lab? Fucking DNA testing.
I like the sets in this.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell it's so low budget. They had like $1 million slashed from the budget.
Yeah.
At the time. But I like what they did.
Yeah.
Like, look at the lighting though. Like, the lighting's pretty cool in this.
Streets of Rage. That's a Streets of Rage pipe. That's straight up Streets of Rage. If you ever make a Streets of Rage movie, find whoever made that pipe for Halloween 6, and you have happy viewers.
I'll tell you what, the settings, setting it in full, the lights, the direction, it's all pretty decent.
Yeah.
It's pretty effective. Like, Michael, bitch. There's Austin Powers, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, Michael.
What the fuck? You motherfucker.
What, Michael?
Yeah.
Look, with the plan, inject him with Tomato chromosome. Do now. This is such a better combination than Producers.
Oh no, the Producers isn't real.
No,
there's no combination. Stones.
Like, at least in this you get to see you get to see Ant-Man beat Michael Myers to death with a pipe.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? It's satisfying. Even if it's complete nonsense, what's going on? It's satisfying.
But Michael bleeds green.
Yeah, there's no
Like
satisfaction.
something out of Ninja Turtles: Secret of the Ooze.
Like something out of the wishes of the producers in Batman Returns.
But we loved this, didn't we?
Yeah,
Why
amazing.
did we love being
Because it's
Michael
good,
and
isn't it? Like,
fighting?
fuck you, Michael.
Right, and we also loved playing the video game Enter the Matrix, so we could fight the agents and win.
Yeah.
And explain how you almost
Well,
won.
like, there's one level you can do on the rooftop where the agents are not meant to die on the game, but if you do a grapple and throw them off, they actually die.
Yeah, and
And then
I
you
said
feel
to you,
like-
well, you didn't kill him though, and you say no, look, and you
He
can
done.
see the body dead, but it was also an error.
Yeah.
It was a glitch.
It's a glitch.
You're not supposed to kill him,
But you
so
do, so
it
there
wasn't
you go.
dead.
No, it was because you did it.
Oh dear, this.
Yeah,
we always wanted a Halloween video game, which you technically got now, Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, not really though. But I will say this, right? So, talking about satisfying, this is satisfying. Whereas the Stones and Michael becoming another man and Loomis becoming Michael, I don't know what happened to that man's spirit. The man that Michael became. In fact, what happened? Did he become? No, but did he enter Michael's body? I don't know what happened. But basically, that's never going to be satisfying because there's no confrontation there. It's
Well-
just stones.
This is almost satisfying until he leaves him.
Yeah.
Like Michael Myers, one of the least men you would leave unsupervised
Since
Kevin
Rolf
McAllister.
Harris.
since Kevin McAllister.
Yeah.
Look at the green blood. Like, what were they thinking? I think they thought, fuck it. At this point,
Maybe it was to do with the rating system.
they can bleed green. Fuck it. Like, this man's tormented your life, and you're gonna leave him like with a pipe beating.
Yeah, but I like how he does go back though.
Yeah, one shot. Well, lots of shots.
Green, right? So green.
I suppose though, right? Something worth remembering, right? Whenever we shit on the films for this, the characters don't know Michael's immortal.
Yeah, fair point.
How does he know? He does. Actually, he would know he was shot 6 times. Once again, fuck you, Halloween 6. But
Although you can survive 6 shots though, like 50 Cent.
but why did he eat the body?
Don't know. They're going off to live in the hills now, and there was no
Yeah,
more
Michael-
sequel.
Oh,
So
by the way, Doc, look, Michael's in there. He's probably still alive. See you later. Like, just driving off to fucking Tequila.
tequila.
It makes me happy. That's their life, isn't it? They're alright now.
I reckon Paul.
He was alright.
I reckon Tommy threw Danny out of the car, and then they carried on.
Get ready for this.
No one likes Danny.
Get ready for this. Yeah, I'm ready for this.
Dun dun dun. They didn't know how to end it. For
Yeah,
some
because they
reason-
had no footage of Loomis.
Yeah, but for some.
I like how they do that. That's,
It's so weird
Tribute to
though
them.
because it's never clear what that means.
no,
But what happened was they had Donald Pleasant screaming from the "no," and they just played it over the masks as if to insinuate he
it was
found
a
that
real.
Michael was
It
gone.
was a real panic.
They should have shot someone's legs walking in Loomis clothes and walking up. No, just the legs up to the mask. The mask here, the legs, ding ding ding, up towards camera and shot. And then go no over the top of it, so you know what's happening. It's too abstract.
I think Michael was finally, satisfying his fetish.
Right.
Doing Loomis up the arse.
Masking him.
Nah.
And then
And
Loomis
then
would go,
took the mask
"Yes."
off because he was feeling rabid and sexual.
But then Loomis would like it eventually because there's been so much connection.
And of course ends with a 90s rock song.
Yeah,
It's
an old rock
a way
song
to end.
from a band who went, "We're going to make it now." And they
But
never
again,
did.
it does go along with it. I mean, I'm going to give my assessment.
Go on.
No, I enjoy watching the film. Like, there are films that can have bad in that annoy you, but you can sort of see the glimmers of hope in there that this could have been great.
Yeah.
Like but in a way, parts of it are great. Like Joe Chappelle's direction's really good. The lighting's very effective, especially with what he's working with. We've
Yeah.
cobbled together more footage cobbled together than Charlie Chaplin's first films.
Yeah.
Like he done well, and he made something acceptable.
Yeah, I feel like it's not trying to be a serious film, and in no way does it try and pretend it's trying to be a serious film. So that helps the tone of it in terms of because it is so silly in places. And I do agree with you in everything you said completely. And I feel like in terms of Michael's presentation, the build up in the movie, and the characters being likable, that is a massive positive. And they are likeable. I genuinely do like those characters. And Michael doesn't look terrible. And I feel like if you enjoy the Halloween movies, and
you can just enjoy watching.
you can enjoy
slasher.
watching this slasher because it's Michael being Michael with characters who you actually like.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good effort, and it's obviously got absolute garbage in it, but it's fucking a marvel compared to the producer's cut, which is an absolute shocker.
And I think anyone would struggle.
Yeah.
Anyone who says they wouldn't is you would struggle following up 5
Yeah.
because you were put in more of. There was nowhere to go.
You had
It's
to follow
like,
on from
Truman
Jailbreak.
at the end of the Truman Show.
Yeah.
Like, it's just through that door or nothing, wasn't it? Like, but one thing to mention as we end this out is that Joe Chappelle even mentioned what you said. He couldn't believe they got away with the line, "The power of the room stabbed him." he said you got to love that line.
The power of the room stabbed them.
Like, and he said he basically said, "I wish we could have seen at least some light come out of the stones or something to affect Michael, but we saw nothing."
Yeah, nothing.
But yeah, maybe one day I will get the Blu-ray producer's cut, and we'll return to talk about that.
Listen to this description though. You know you've made a mistake. 6 years ago, Michael Myers terrorised Haddonfield, Illinois. He and his niece Jamie have disappeared. Alright, fair enough. Jamie was kidnapped by evil druids who protected Michael.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Druids.
And just as we end it here, give me your assessment of whether Michael was just, they thought they controlled him.
They did control him.
They did.
Yeah.
And
they
then
did
he
control
changed his
him.
mind.
And then because they weren't wearing the costumes,
Yeah.
he killed them.
Yeah, that's the most logical you can get from it. Colour coded, just because you're not in blue team, red team.
God. But why did
Sports day.
But why did they not realise Michael was on the loose, like some kind of lizard in a zoo? The lizard's out. Put him in.
It's like some kind of tiger out of the cage.
How did he spend his 6 years? Was he playing SNES?
Who's
What
that?
was going on, Michael?
Oh, well, that's another question.
Or was he just banging her for 6 years? Because it's been 6 years. What's
Yeah.
going on? Maybe it took Michael a while to get her impregnated. Because she only gave birth recently.
Yeah.
Michael, come on, mate. You've got to try.
Took him
I'm
6
doing my
years
best.
to get an erection.
Yeah. Come on, Michael. Just do it, mate.
In the
I can't
end,
do it.
Anyways, yeah, that's a tone to end it on. Obviously, returning to what Michael did,
Yeah.
what Michael Myers did.
What Michael
Halloween
Myers,
6.
what Michael Myers did do, and he did it. Michael got jiggy.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed our talk about Halloween 6. Please let me know what you think of the film in the comments, and we can discuss it because it's a film that deserves a lot of discussion. Do you prefer the theatrical? Do you prefer the producers? How do you compare the two? What do you think about what we've said? All that good stuff. Please subscribe for more commentaries. So thanks for watching, everyone, and hopefully we will get James back on the channel again soon. Thanks for watching. What? I'll cut that bit because what are you laughing at?
What's it? Oh, that's biting my finger.
So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. I thought you were doing something. Oh God.